Excited for this episode. We have a very special guest lined up and a very special topic, something that I think is very relevant, and something that I'm also very passionate about. I think it's something that we need to talk about more in our diocese, and so I think I'm excited for this. Loretta, how are we feeling?
Your excitement is getting me excited. I just walked into this building today, and you were like, you were just so overjoyed. I think that you're keeping it cool for the camera.
I think I am, yeah.
Yeah, but so I'm excited because you're excited.
Thank you. This is, this is a good friendship right here, So yeah, I think without further ado, we're going to introduce our guest, who is a very good friend of mine, someone that we've seen very recently on our channel. He gave a little 5-minute clip. He also had a very big event that was live streamed recently. So it's none other than Father Shajir Pech.
Hi.
Our baby priest in the diocese.
Yes,
how long has it been since you got ordained?
Tomorrow will be 2 weeks since
2
ordination.
weeks.
Yeah.
So he's like a 2-week-old priest. He's a baby priest. The youngest, in terms of ordination, but also the youngest in terms of age. Well, how old are you? 20?
25.
Oh, 25. So are you 5 years old?
Is that a new record for this diocese?
Is it?
I don't think so, but probably one of the youngest priests being ordained here in the diocese. So.
That's crazy. He's 25 years old, and some people aren't even married at 25, and he has gone through 20 years of seminary at this point.
It felt like 20 years, definitely.
Yeah. So before we get into the serious questions, Loretto and I have some silly questions for Father Shajir, because we want to embarrass him as much as possible on this episode. So yeah, I told him he probably shouldn't have trusted me when he said yes for this. So do you have him pulled up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should I ask the first question?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a big one. I'm sure all the priest super fans out there are dying to hear this question.
Okay.
Yes.
If you could have any superpower, you already have a superpower.
You have a lot.
Yeah. He turns through the power of the Holy Spirit, you can turn bread and wine into the body and blood of Christ. It's a really cool superpower.
Yeah.
But other than that, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
That's a really interesting question. I don't know. Probably. This would sound a little bit weird, but bilocation maybe.
Ooh.
I know that's a saintly thing, and people do get there, who are very saints, but. I don't know, maybe bilocation in the sense that being to places at the same time, helping more people, sharing a little bit more the gospel.
Look at you being a priest.
Yes.
Look at you being a priest.
That's why God called me to this, right? Bilocation would be something really interesting.
More masses.
Yes.
That's such a, Oh, that's so good. Good answer. Yeah, we approve. It's beyond basic approve. Okay, next question. Have you ever, talk to animals? If you have a pet, or they're oh, you're so cute, look at you, you're a good boy, or something like that.
Well, something interesting about me is that I do like pets, but I've never had a pet myself. I prefer keep a distance from them. I love animals, but sometimes I feel I wouldn't be that responsible in taking care of animals. So I have plants.
Yeah.
Do I talk to my plants? No, but I water them.
You water your plants, and you're oh, look at you growing up.
Yeah.
You're so cute, Mateo. Name your plants.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I'll put name to my. Why Mateo? Just kidding.
I don't know why.
It made me think of a question. It's are you a dog or a cat person?
I hate cats.
We can
Me
get
too.
along.
Wait, yo, we all hate cats.
I think we're dividing our audience. Are we causing schism?
Guys, don't fight. But no, we all. Oh my gosh. So maybe that's a thing. Maybe if you're beyond basic, you are a dog person.
Do you have a favorite breed?
Not really. Dogs. I like dogs in general. The thing with cats is I usually wear black all the time. So I started hating cats when I joined seminary because all the hair everywhere and black. And cats don't really.
That's true.
Don't really go along.
I don't like cats.
Why don't you like cats?
I don't like cats. Okay, well technically it's because I got bitten by one when I was really young.
Okay.
So that's
trauma.
That's it. I feel they're just feisty.
But I got bitten by a dog and I still love it.
I just feel like cats are just more like it's like if a dog bites you, it's because they're being loyal and they're trying to like protect. But if a cat bites you, it's like because they're not loyal. Dogs are loyal. Cats aren't even loyal to their own owners.
Yeah.
I just don't like cats.
Yeah, I can't vibe with them.
I could write a dissertation on that. On why I don't like cats. But yeah. Okay, you go. Next one.
Okay, so do you sing in your room when you think no one can hear you?
Yes, I do sing in my room.
I know you do.
Am I a good singer? No. I try my best.
I think you're okay.
I'm okay. Are you sure?
I think so. I've heard you like sing like Hallelujah.
So, funny story about about singing. We had a singing class at the seminary. Like when was it? Like 2 years ago.
You guys are so cool.
And so everyone was singing, and the professor goes like, two of you guys are out of tune. And I just look at Emmanuel. Emmanuel looks at me and is like, us.
Aww, so cute.
So, yeah,
It's
that was
illusions.
my singing class experience. But I try singing.
Yeah.
I'm not good at it, but I try my best.
Yeah, singing is fun.
Yeah, so like
Sometimes.
what do you sing? Like hymns?
Not really.
Rancheros.
Yeah, no. Yeah, sometimes. No,
In
I,
Espanol.
yeah. Most of the songs, most of the things I sing will be Spanish. I really love banda. I really love like many different types of music except reggaeton.
Wait, can we agree on that here, or are you a pro reggaeton?
I'm for reggaeton.
Oh my
I'm so
goodness.
sorry. I like to dance.
despise
I like to
reggaeton.
dance.
I mean, you can dance punta. Reggaeton.
Yes.
I imagine hell as like reggaeton just playing all day.
No,
Good
you
point.
guys, division, schism. Out.
But yeah, I do sing. Try to sing.
Okay.
When I'm alone, it's better than when I'm in public.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think. Okay. The last two questions we're gonna ask. So, what's your favorite thing about seminary, or what was your favorite thing about seminary? Because you're fresh out of seminary.
One of the something that I really miss about seminary is praying in community. In seminary, we all gather together for holy hour, morning prayer, mass. And now being a priest, yes, we sometimes live in a community, but prayer becomes a personal matter, like something you do and you have to do on your own. And so I kind of miss that community aspect of it, but at the same time, I feel that being alone gives me that more personal encounter with God. So it has its pros and cons, but both of them are really beautiful. Praying in community, praying alone. I think both of them have fruits, and so that's something I really miss about seminary. Another thing probably is I don't know, like you have more time to be with friends, hang out. As
now you're wanting
as
bivocation.
a priest is like it's beautiful. I have friends, I go out with my friends, but then you have more things to do, more things in your plate. As a seminarian, you do a lot, but you don't do much. Like as a priest, you don't have to worry about homilies, you don't have to worry about funerals, you don't have to worry about moving from one place to the other. Before I just used to catch the bus and here from there, and there was no specific time I had to be at a place.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of different, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm learning how to like manage my time.
That's good. Yeah. The last question.
Ooh,
Last
you really
one.
left me with this one. What's your least favorite thing about seminary?
The least thing, okay. I don't know. Probably the sisters will hate me for this. The food.
I was just thinking that. I was like, what could be least favorite thing? Only thing I can think about is like food.
Yes, the food. At the seminary, we had some Carmelite sisters from India. They're very good cooks. Don't get me wrong. They're really good cooks. But most of the seminarians were Americans, and then you have to cook for them.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a lot of burgers, a lot of pasta, a lot of things that were good at first. When I joined seminary, I was like, awesome, I have pizza every single week, burger twice a week, and it's like, it was great. But after a while, you just get
I
bored.
felt that. Like, that's me when I went to college. I was like, oh my gosh, there's pizza every day. Yeah, I'll never get tired of this. And now I'm like, I never want to see another pizza.
Yep.
If I see a burger,
Exactly.
I'm gonna cry. I relate. It's a struggle.
It's like when you finally get money to buy your own food.
Yeah.
It's fun for like a month at most.
Yeah.
Yes,
you're like,
it
I have
is.
to cook.
So yeah, food. Sometimes I used to go out to eat out like Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is my favorite.
I love Chick-fil-A. It's a
sandwich.
good one.
Actually, when a group of young adults came for my ordination, one of them brought me a Chick-fil-A from Houston.
Oh.
That was the best ordination gift I got.
No, yeah.
So it was
Chick-fil-A
good.
is pretty good.
But yeah. So yeah, I would say the food would be the least interesting thing I would say.
Yeah.
Well, man does not live on bread alone.
Exactly, amen, brother.
So yeah, if that's the worst thing, then it's really not that bad. Yeah, so join seminary. But yeah.
Yes.
So that's what our episode is about. Well, it's not about joining seminary, but
Hopefully.
yeah, Father
Some
Mateo
do.
would say otherwise. Yeah. But yeah, so that's basically, it's about vocations. We're just gonna talk about Shahir's story and his experience and his encouraging words to other people who may be discerning or who have never thought about a vocation before. And this is maybe just something to probe your mind a little bit if you've never thought about it, to kind of help you know what it actually is. Because I think a lot of young people, even young Catholics, just don't know what a vocation is. Like, they don't know that that's even a possibility or that it's even on the table. And even though most people are called to marriage, even that is not even on the table. Like, a lot of people don't realize that God did make us for relationship and for to give of ourselves. And so there is a way that he is asking you to give your life to another, whether it be through marriage or as a priest or a sister or a religious brother. So yeah, the first thing we're going to ask obviously is about your story.
Sure. Well, to start with, one of the things you really mentioned is like that's really true, and we have to promote it among our youths is that every man and women who are single and Catholic should at least consider the call to the priesthood or religious life. Should at least consider it. They should at least pray over it and ask God if God is really calling them to this life. Most people don't. Most people they have their mindset that they'll get married and have kids, so they never even consider priesthood or religious life. So it's something, an invitation for every young people, every young man and woman who are single, to at least consider this call. Pray over it. Maybe God is not calling you to this, but at least you asked him about what he wants of you. This morning in my homily I was talking about this. Today's gospel was about the leper. If you wish to make me clean. So in that sense, that's how should our prayer should always be. If you wish, if you will. In the Our Father, we always mention, "Thy will be done."
Yeah.
But a lot of times our prayer is mainly like telling God what to do or how to do things for us, and not really being able to be humble enough and asking, "Thy will be done." So I guess start considering this. Ask God that His will be done in your lives. He knows what will. You're looking for happiness. He knows what will make you happy. Like, He's the best person, the best way to go and seek happiness from. But okay, vocare comes from the Latin word call, a calling. And I felt this calling at a really young age. I was maybe 7, 8 when I started as an altar server. And there, just seeing the great example of priests, how the way they celebrated Mass, the way they were around people. Priests, they get tired, and from a young age I saw that, because in Corozal there are 23 missions. Priests usually celebrate like 5-6 masses at Sunday. But something I really admired about them was their joy. Whenever they came to a village, even if they were tired, sweating, they were always joyful and happy to be there. They celebrated the Mass, talked to people after Mass, heard confessions. The confessions needed to be heard. Just that joy they had in the midst of all they had done throughout the day was very impactful in my life. And I would say there is also a sister, la hermana Lorena Morales. She's a misionera del Sagrado Corazón de Jesús y Santa María de Guadalupe.
It's a long name.
Yes,
It's
that's
a mouthful.
yes. And she was very inspiring and very patient with me through this discernment where God is calling me to be. She was always joyful. I never saw that woman tired, that woman mad, or like she was smiling and laughing with everyone. And I guess that it was the joy of serving, the joy of that joy that radiates to like through you, but comes from Jesus, is what really inspired me to even consider the priesthood. I was afraid. I was really afraid about even telling my parents about this. I'm sure my parents did notice my interest, but they never said anything, and I wasn't planning to tell them anything about it. So I had this desire in my heart ever since I was, as I said, a very young kid. Father Moises Mesh, he's a Belizean, he's with the Viatorians. After a mass, he came, sat beside me and asked me, I was like, what, 11?
No.
11, 12, and he asked me, have you ever considered like being a priest? I was like, well, yeah, kind of. And then he asked me like, well, you need someone to like walk with you. And there's where I met Hermana Lorena, and she walked with me until I joined seminary. She's back in Mexico in one of the missions they have. But she was a very inspiring person and helped me a lot throughout those years in which I was discerning. In high school, I had this desire to, but I didn't pay too much mind to it, mainly because like it would be weird to tell my friends like, hey, I'm considering priesthood. They'll think I'd be like a weird guy among them. So high school, it was there, but not really. Most of my friends knew I was very involved in church, but that was about it. Like they never knew I was considering priesthood until I got to sixth form. I started at Centro Escolar Mexico Junior College. I started studying tourism management. I was dating, and at the moment, I don't know. I just felt like something was missing. I really loved the person I was with. I really saw myself getting married with her and like having a life with her, but there was something missing. Like this little doubt I had in my heart was coming back. It's like, try it. So I told her, she said, okay, God is calling you to this, go ahead. So that was beautiful.
Oh, she let you off easy?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if she really, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, she didn't like you.
But yeah, at the moment I was 16 when I first emailed Father Leo Palma. I remember that
16?
night. I was 16 when I emailed Father Leo Palma. I was fresh out of high school. It was my first semester in sixth form. I wrote my email and told him about my desire, about, I don't know, getting to know more about the priesthood. And but my fear was always that, yes, I saw the joy in the priests and the sisters, but I was like, my prayer life isn't that good.
Interesting.
So that was what was keeping me back a little bit, because I was like, if the priests pray every single day, every day, from
like 4 times a day.
Exactly, they have to wake up at 4 in the morning to pray. Like, no, I'll be able to do that. I don't wake up at 4 to pray, but
When do you wake up?
at least it's around 6.
Oh,
around
okay.
6. But
Late, padre. I'm kidding.
what time do you wake? I'm just kidding.
Don't put me on blast.
But yeah, after that, Father Leo emailed me back. He came to visit. He came to my village to celebrate Mass, and he talked to my parents. He talked to me. He invited me to come and see at the seminary, and that was the first time I ever met seminarians. I didn't know how the process was to like become a priest.
Yeah.
And there was a desire to like start one time and just start serving and doing things. But it wasn't that easy. I had to wait 2 years. I had to be 18 to join seminary. So in those 2 years in
Aw,
which I
man.
was, it was a good time in which I started like really praying over this, starting a prayer life, visiting the seminary, getting to know how things work, why things like are like they are, why 8 years of seminary. I was like,
Not
oh my
20.
goodness, that's long. It felt like 20, trust me. But 8 years of seminary. And so I was accepted. I told my parents about it. That was
Finally.
the interesting part of it. My mom was happy about it. My dad was, well, think about it. And then things turned around. The moment I was actually packing to leave for seminary, my dad came down. Came to my room, sat beside me in my bed, and told me like, he told me something like this: I don't agree with you 100%, but if that makes you happy, I'll be happy. And that was like that motivation to like just really try it out.
Yeah.
My mom was like, are you sure about it? So things changed after they saw that I was really serious about this. Anyways, I was accepted to seminary, went 2 years at Santa Elena Cayos in Benedict Diocesan Seminary, in which I had the opportunity to live with Father Chi was there, and now Father Mateo, he was a seminarian. I met him as a seminarian. Father Marcus was a seminarian when I first was visiting. Emmanuel joined afterwards. And I've met many good guys at the seminary who have considered the call, seen that God is not calling them to this, and left.
Yeah.
And that's really beautiful. And that's something I really would like to address to. Many people have this idea that if you leave seminary, you failed.
Yeah.
But that's not true. Many people don't try it out because, like, what if I don't make it? What will people say about me? And no, like, seminary is a place where you go and really discern if God is calling you to this. You don't join seminary to become a priest. You join seminary to discern priesthood, which is way different. Just like long story short, when I went to Kenrick, it was 11 of us who started in my class. I was the only one who got ordained. 10 of them left, they're married, most of them have kids, and that's beautiful because they tried it out. They considered the call, and they saw that God was not calling them to this, and they followed what God's will in their lives.
And they'll make great husbands.
Yes, ex-seminarians
Great
make great husbands. That's true.
And maybe one of their kids will try it out
Yeah.
with seminary.
Yeah. So seminary, 2 years there. I studied at Sacred Heart Junior College. So I'm really thankful for them for providing me like studies. St. John Paul II Junior College too. I was there for some time. And in 2017, I was sent to Kenrick in St. Louis, Missouri, and there is where I did 6 more years of seminary. I finished a bachelor's degree in philosophy, humanities, and social sciences, which I don't know how I'll use them, but I'll use them somehow. And then I went into theology 4 years, wrote a thesis, so finished with a master's degree in theology, a master's degree in divinity. And if everything goes right with the thesis, I'll probably get a bachelor's degree from Rome in theology. So from the Gregorian University in Rome. So
Rome.
It's a lot of studies, a lot of things going on. And in seminary, I learned a lot of good stuff: how to be a better person, how to be a better man, responsibilities, my relationship with God.
Did you have a favorite topic in theology?
Theology, I really loved Christology. That was my favorite.
So like the nature of Christ?
Yes. So everything that has to do with Christ. Scripture, I also loved scripture. Typology is all
so beautiful. I love typology.
It's from Old Testament to New
agree
Testament. It's like typology.
Like crazy, blows my mind.
Do you have like a favorite type and antitype?
Well, the one I really go to the most is Abraham and Isaac, the sacrifice, whenever the sacrificial.
So
something interesting about it was like Isaac was the one taking the wood for the sacrifice, and how Jesus himself takes the wood for his sacrifice. So that was like shocking and amazing. you know, like you know all those scripture passages, but whenever you go in depth with it, it's like,
I think you hear it all the time at the Easter Vigil.
yes,
Yeah.
you read about him. Another one which I really love is Genesis, like the whole Genesis,
Ooh.
especially the creation story, the
Yeah.
fall of man. It's amazing how
Christ is the second Adam.
yes, the second Adam, and how through a tree man
Yeah.
fell, and through the another tree, the cross, man is redeemed.
Yeah.
So it's just
Yeah.
amazing
It's so
how
beautiful.
Those things are just so cool.
those connections, and so yeah.
I'm so happy
Yeah.
we could bond over typology.
I know. We should like have an entire episode just on typology.
I think we should.
That would be
We should have a
amazing.
show on it and
We
bring
should.
him back.
We should have a show on typology, bro.
Yeah.
I'm so down for that. But
That would be
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. But anyways, that was a really beautiful story. There was like so many times I was just like beaming. I was like, that is so beautiful. Like just their willingness to serve God. And I think it's like very rare for people to at 7 or 8 be like, I want to be a priest. Like that's just a very rare thing. And so if like you weren't 7 or 8 knowing you want to be a priest, like that's not a problem. God can still call you. But there is such a beauty in that, in just having that, like it's such a grace, because that's from God. Like that's not from you. Like you didn't choose that. It's not of like your own merit. It's like God just put that grace in you, that he put that in your heart from very young. Giving you that desire, like I want to be totally his.
Exactly, and most people think that Jesus has to appear to them and tell them, like, I want you to be a priest. No,
You are the chosen one.
no, it really starts with a little doubt in your heart, to like, is God really calling me to this? And God calls people of different ages. Like it doesn't have to be at a young age. Some people hear the call like way long after they have started a life. I had classmates who were like way older than me. I was the youngest in the class. One of my friends, Father Dustin, he was in the Air Force for many years, and then he joined seminary. Father Mike, he was the eldest in the class, and he had a whole life before he even joined or considered seminary.
Yeah.
And so it's never late. God keeps calling people. We just have to listen to him and be willing to do his will.
Yeah.
Do
And
his
your
will,
priests
no.
were like widowers, right?
Yes. A lot of people who they have children, their wife passes away, and they consider the call and they join seminary, and they become priests. That can happen too. So God keeps calling people. That's a beautiful thing about priesthood. God still calls people and will always call people to the priesthood. But the only problem is that we have forgotten, or we have just lost that sense of listening to God. As I always say, prayer is a dialogue, and a dialogue, it's me talking but me listening to, and we forget that second part of listening to God. And sometimes God talks in the silence. He doesn't have to shout at us and tell us like, I want you to do this and this way, but he leads us wherever he wants us to be. We just have to be willing to do his will.
Yeah, I think it's so beautiful too, because even when he does, like he calls us and he has a plan for us, but if we choose to go off his path, he still loves us, and we can always say no. Like he can call you to the priesthood and you could have said no. You could have said, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to get married. And you could have still gone to heaven. Like you could have still been a saint.
Exactly.
You would have been unhappy and it would have
but
been
you
harder.
Could still have been a saint, yes.
Yeah, it would have been harder for you because your heart wasn't made for marriage, but you could have still been a saint.
So, in the sacrament, God gives you the graces to be able to fulfill what you have promised in marriage. Even if your heart wasn't for that, God gives you the graces to do that. Exactly. Yeah. And one last thing I would like to mention that I've told a lot of people is, many times we say that we don't have a lot of vocations because of the society, how loud it is, how things are going in our days. But I would say, this comes from me, I would say that the number one reason why young people who have the call do not join seminary is because of their parents.
Do you think so?
Yes.
Elaborate. I'm really like intrigued by this.
Yes, society is wrecked, and we have to start fixing society, start fixing the world. But most young people don't join seminary because the first thing that comes to mind is like, my parents will not agree. And trust me, it's really hard and it's sad to join seminary when you do not have the support of your parents. It's the saddest thing I would consider, like, and I would say that's the number one cause of why people don't even try it out. Because a lot of times parents have these huge expectations of their kids.
Yeah.
They want their kids to do this, 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 and this. And I always tell parents, you didn't choose your husband. I hope not. I hope that no one chose your husband for you.
Yeah.
You chose him. He chose you. So in the same way, they have to give their sons and daughters that liberty, that freedom for them to choose who they want to love, which path in life they want to follow, which vocation they want to follow. And but yeah, parents have very big goals for their children. And the first thing, if a guy comes to their parents and tell them, they want to join seminary, the first thing they'll say, go study a little bit more, then you can choose if you want to join or not.
I mean, with marriage, they say the same thing. They're like, or especially in more secular households, they'd be like, you need to live with the girl first. You don't know if you're compatible with each other.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's a problem with
it is a
marriage as
problem,
well.
yes. And parents have to once more reconsider that their children are given to them as a gift, and they have to offer them back to God as a gift. They want their children to be happy, yes. God knows what will make them happy, as I said like previously. God knows what they need to reach that happiness they desire, that happiness they deserve in their lives. So
Yeah. That's so
I'm
true.
sorry for going a little
No,
bit astray.
this is so good. Like, I just
But-
love that you have like all the good things to say. This is so good. I think this is going to be a very beneficial episode for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I remember. I think it was Sister Caritas. She, like, may she rest in peace. She passed away a couple years ago, and we did a feature story on her. And I think someone gave a story saying that when she was discerning, her sister told her, hey, why don't you just like live a little, travel, like do things. And she's like, no, like I'm not going to be happy unless it's with God. He's the only one that makes me happy, and he's asking me to be his bride. What can I do but say yes?
Exactly.
Like that's all that's all I want.
Exactly.
And I think that's very similar to what you were
just,
saying.
just look at the apostles. Whenever Jesus calls and his brother James, like, he just calls them, they leave everything immediately and they follow him. And they follow him. And that's, yes, I mean, considering priesthood, you have to pray over it, you have to think about it.
Yeah, you can't do it like that.
Well, exactly, but it has to be a response. Like, you don't have to like wait, a decade or 5-6 years to even start considering or start praying over what God is calling you to do. You have to do it immediately. Okay, God put this in my heart. I'll pray over it. I'll ask God if this is his will to show me the way, to bring people into my life who will guide me to where he wants me to be. So
Yeah.
that has to be an immediate response from us
Exactly.
to this.
Yeah. Something else I want you to speak to is I think a lot of people don't even know what priesthood is, or like religious life. Like,
Yeah.
what does it mean to be a priest? Like, is it just, oh, I deny marriage for like a special job? Is it like a job? Or I think a lot of people think that priesthood is a job, that saying masses is, or running a parish, it's like running a business. And it's not that at all. Like that couldn't be further from the truth.
Exactly.
So if you could just speak to like how, because like I said earlier, we're made for a relationship. And so how are you called differently to be in relationship than someone who's married? And what does it mean?
When you asked that question, the first thing that came to mind was a quote from St. John Vianney: priesthood is the love of Jesus. So in a sense, it's Jesus sharing his love to us, his presence to us. Priesthood is not a job. It looks like one, but it's not. Priesthood is a giving of yourself completely to God and to the people out of love. Priesthood is not easy. as marriage is not easy either. Like both of them, both vocations have their ups and downs, but out of love we serve God, out of love we serve the people. And one of the goals, the emphasis of what priesthood is all about is to save souls. And what the best way to save souls than providing them with the body and blood of Jesus Christ? What the best way to save souls than providing them with the sacraments, with anointing of the sick, with confession? Those things are beautiful. They're things I'm not worth having, but God has given it to me as a gift to share with the people, to save souls. And yeah, I hope I don't start crying here, but that's what priesthood is all about, giving of your life completely to God in the midst of our flaws and difficulties. And I mean, I'm still a man, I'm still a human, I'm not an angel.
Yeah.
And I have my battles as everyone does. My prayer life is not always up there. Sometimes even in my prayer life I don't feel God's presence anywhere. But I've started to build that trust that even when I don't feel God anywhere, He's still there with me, present in my life. So priesthood, I would say, is a valiant act of showing love, Christ's love, not our love. My love is flawed and sometimes I'll fail loving people, but through me, God loves His people, shares that love. And that's what the priesthood is all about. The priesthood is men who have feelings, men who are human beings, flesh, bones and blood, men who will die someday, and as everyone else, but men who are willing to give their lives to bring Jesus Christ to others.
Yeah.
That would be my definition of priesthood. Because a job, you have set hours. As a priest, you don't. If you get called at 3 a.m. in the morning that someone is dying, it's your obligation to go and save that soul.
Yeah.
And that's what we get ordained for, to save souls. So, yeah, we don't have a set hour. Yes, we do administration stuff, because we have temporal goods we have to administer. Yes, we celebrate Mass, but Mass is not a job. And I really pray and ask people to pray for priests, because yes, we can fall into this temptation of seeing Mass as something I do every single day, and it becomes something just normal, basic.
Yeah.
And most priests have this temptation because they do it every single day. We offer the sacrifice of the Mass every single day. And it's not that we doubt of Jesus' presence, that we doubt that Jesus is working through us, but it becomes something huge that we usually do, that we kind of sometimes might lose that reverence of celebrating the Mass with love. So something a priest told me once was like, as soon as you get ordained a priest, remember, celebrate Mass as it's your first Mass and your last Mass. And that kind of gives me that hope to not fall into that temptation of just looking at Mass as a job that I do every single day. So pray for us that we don't fall there.
Pray for priests. That's like so important. We need to pray for our priests. We need to pray for more priests and for our existing priests, because like you said, it's hard. It's difficult. It's something so good, and therefore it is very much under attack. And our priests are under attack, and so we very much need to pray for them. And there's this podcast. It's called Pints with Aquinas. I don't know if you know it.
I've heard of it.
I love Pints with Aquinas. It's they shoot it like 2 minutes away from my school, and it's like really cool.
All right, you're in Steubenville.
Yeah.
Steubenville, Ohio.
It's like really cool. I love that. I love that podcast. But there's this one episode that I've basically devoured. I watched it so many times, and it's by Father John Burns. And it talks about the priesthood and vocations. And he is someone that is very passionate about vocations, especially vocations to the religious life for women specifically, because he's had very many experiences where he's gone to like these big conferences, like focus conferences and like Steubenville conferences, where they do a vocations call at the end, and they have all these women that, you know, it's like basically they say, hey, if you like feel called to like religious life or priesthood, like you can come afterwards and we'll like set you up with someone or something like that.
Yes.
So they do that for the woman. He said there have been many times where he's been to these conferences and the women have no one to go to. He's like, is there a sister here that can like direct these ladies, that I can give like their contact so they can talk about just what their next steps would be? And there's no one there. Like there's no sisters to be found, and I feel like that's in our diocese, like that's very much like a thing.
Look at the Palatine sisters. The Palatine sisters had a lot of vocations back in the days.
Yeah.
So what are we doing now that we're not, how to put this, what are we doing wrong that we are not getting vocations as we used to do back in the days? Like back in the days we had a lot of Garifuna priests. Now Bishop Larry was the last Garifuna priest we had in the diocese. I don't recall, like I don't think we have had any Garifuna seminarian lately. No, we haven't. So what's going wrong? There are a lot of things going wrong in our diocese, and we have to work with it, offer ourselves for this. And it's not just the work of the priests and the sisters, everyone's work to promote vocations. Something I had mentioned in a conversation, I think with you and other priests, was that if you look at all the priests who have been ordained in the past 15, 20 years, none of them attended a Catholic high school. None of them attended a Catholic high school. Father Chi didn't attend a Catholic high school. Father Leo didn't attend a Catholic high school. He went to CCC. Father Jordan didn't attend a Catholic high school. Father Emmanuel didn't. Father Marcos went to a Baptist high school. Mateo went to Julian Cho High School. I went to Escuela Mexico. And our Catholic high schools are well known for their academics, and that's good, and I applaud them for that. But what are we doing for vocations?
What do you think's going wrong?
We're not sharing Jesus in our high schools, or not doing it enough. And I get the teachers have a lot in their plate to do. But
then there's the next problem, that a lot of teachers aren't Catholic. And if they are, do you see them at Mass?
They're not promoting what the mission of the high school is really centered at. Catholic high schools didn't start just to educate, but to build a relationship with Jesus. And we're lacking that part. Young people do not know how to pray. Young people do not know how to sit down and be silent and listen to God. And we're missing that part. And I'm not blaming teachers for that. They're doing a great job teaching. But we have to put a little more effort in promoting vocations, in promoting, first of all, the relationship with God, and then vocations. Yes, we have Mass in the high schools, but most of the kids don't even know what's going on in Mass.
Yeah, and I think like in some high schools they have it in like gyms, and it's hard to really, focus
that
on the
mystery, that love of receiving the body, blood, soul, and divinity of Christ. That's something we have to inspire the young people with, because we're getting to a point in which Catholicism will not die out, because the Holy Spirit is always with us. But it'll reach to a point in which the Catholics will be very few. But I hope that the very few that say are very faithful Catholics who love God. And we'll have to start as the apostles did. Start evangelizing again. And the sad thing is that before we used to evangelize people who were not baptized, and now we have to evangelize the baptized. And there's where we have to start. With our young people. Promoting love, promoting God, especially God's love in our life. Make them realize that God is it's very important for them to fulfill that happiness, that truth, that beauty they're looking for. It's God Himself they're looking. So we just have to point them to that direction. This is what you're looking for. Go for it. Love Him. Make Him love you. And I guess there's where we'll get more vocations.
Yeah. I don't remember who it was that said this, but it's one of my favorite quotes. Someone said, you've never met a mere mortal. And I think that's so important to remember in evangelization, like as parents and as teachers and as a person who interacts with other people on a daily basis. Like as Catholics, we need to remember that we've never met a mere mortal, that every single person is going to live forever, whether that be eternal life or eternal damnation. And that's just the truth.
Exactly.
And I think that
we are more than just flesh and bones.
And when you say, like, our Catholic schools are very good with academics, and I agree, like, that's something so good, because in academics we can reach higher platforms that can allow us to evangelize more. But if we don't have the foundation of what it even means to be a Christian, then when we get there as students who go to Catholic schools, as young Catholics, we won't know how to evangelize when we get to those heights. And I think that as teachers and parents, they tend to they focus on the mortality and not the immortal. They don't focus on, it's like your academics is what's most important, but it's not. What's most, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul?
Exactly.
Like, that's something I have to repeat over myself all the time. I'm like, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? Because, like, I don't want to lose my soul. If I make $1 billion and I'm, like, super rich and have all these titles, like, that means nothing if I'm not going to heaven.
Yeah. Exactly. And something sad that really breaks my heart is when I approach people and they tell me, I'm an atheist. And you ask them, where did you go to high school? They went to Catholic high school. I was like, what's going on? But then also, it's not just the high school. The parents do have a great responsibility in this. I remember growing up, my mother teaching me how to pray the Our Father, the Hail Mary, my guardian angel prayer. Like, we have lost that love of our children and teaching them how to bring God into their lives. So parents have a lot to do with this too. So this is also a wake-up call for parents. Like, the soul of your children is in your hands.
Yeah.
You have them for 18 years in which you have to teach them. In baptism, you promise to educate them in the faith and to teach them how to love God and their neighbor. And sometimes we don't. Parents don't. How many parents sit together with their children around the table and talk about, hey, how was your day going? Very little amount of parents. They all sit together and everyone is with their cell phones messaging, and some don't even come and eat. And that's something which we have to go back. Like, as a parent, as a husband, and as a wife, you marry someone because you love them, and what best gift than doing your best to save that soul.
Yeah.
That's why you marry. You want to save the soul of your partner. You want them to be in heaven. And then the fruit of that love brings the children, and you want the souls of those children to go to heaven too. So it starts with the family. Then sometimes there is no support in the family. Kids are looking for support in school, but they don't get that support which they need in their faith from teachers either. And some do. I have a lot of teachers whom I admire, but most teachers don't. And that's something I was also talking to my aunt the next day. Like, she's a teacher. She has been a teacher for so many years, and I was like, before it was a vocation, you love this. Like, not a vocation in the sense of a call like marriage, religious life, but something you love doing. Now, some teachers are just there for the pay.
Yeah.
And not because they love teaching, not because they want to give their lives to educate these people, make them God-fearing citizens and people who love God, who love their country.
Yeah, it's so true.
But anyways, we have gone a little
Speaking
astray
of,
from here.
I think that was perfect. But speaking of, like, young people and stuff, you have something you want to plug. You have a little plug to make.
How does that mean?
Yeah. Oh, like, you want to advertise something?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I was like, sorry.
Your plug?
Yes, young people talk weird sometimes.
You're like 20.
I'm 25, yes, but sometimes you say some, like, young people say some stuff. I'm like, What are you talking about?
Riz.
Anyways, my plug is.
Yes, your plug.
So, any guy who
Ever.
is single,
Okay. Yeah.
Catholic, baptized, and is at least considering the call to priesthood, there is a vocation week this coming week from the 3rd to the 7th. Everyone is invited. Every young man is invited. It will be at St. Benedict Diocesan Seminary in Cayo. I'll be sharing the flyer with you guys. Maybe Guadalupe Media can share it. And it's free. It's a week. I know it's a week, but it's free. It's a good time for you to come and meet priests, meet seminarians, and kind of start knowing what the life of a priest is. Many times we think that priests are very serious and like they don't smile, they don't joke around. And I'm serious a lot of times, but I do joke around. Try my best. My jokes are not that good, but I try. But it's a good time to know the priests and know how to live, what they do, and how they do things. It's a great opportunity. Come, visit. It's free. You just have to pay your passage, and if you ever need help with money or something, we'll figure it out. But do come, get to know more about the priesthood, get to know about vocation, and you never know.
Yeah.
God might be calling you to something greater.
Exactly. Yeah. We have to tell Father Mateo his phone's gonna be blowing up after this episode. It's gonna be getting all the applications.
Yes. Yeah, I hope so.
I hope so.
At the moment, I think we have like 4 guys going. And 4, it's a good number, but we would love for more young people to even come and just you are not coming to the vocation weekend to be a priest. Yeah. You're coming to
not
the vocation weekend, like not even to join seminary. You're just coming to get to know what's going on, where the seminary is, how seminarians live, how priests live, and just chill and spend time with us.
Yeah, I've seen the seminary. It's really nice.
Yes,
it's a nice seminary.
I saw you there in the video.
That's when I told Father Mateo. Do we want to say what Father Mateo said?
No, what did Father Mateo say? Well, I don't know.
Video.
I don't remember. I saw the video, but I don't remember.
The video that he sent you. I was like, what should Shahir say when he comes on my show?
And what did he say?
Tell all the young men to leave their girlfriends and join the seminary. He was like, tell Shahir when he goes on the show.
Are you
tell
talking
all
to
the
him?
tell all the young men to leave their girlfriends and join the seminary. Yes, that was what.
I'm not saying that. It's Father Mateo, eh?
Yeah. So I think that we're gonna go to a break, and we have a very, very, very fun game after the break that you're not gonna want to miss because Father Shahir is gonna look very silly. So you should definitely come back if you want to see us make him look silly. We'll look silly too, but Father Shahir. So yeah, please come back after a break. Thank you so much.
I chose JP2 because I wanted the best.
Because I wanted the best.
I wanted to push myself
harder.
Challenge myself.
to study the greatest
Minds
mind.
of Western civilization. To soar to new heights.
Break through barriers.
Test the limits of what I thought I could do.
Of what others thought I could do.
thought I could
To
do.
truly
Truly
live
live my faith. Not
Not
just for myself,
But for others.
to be everything I was made to be.
Because we're made for greatness.
Because you are made for greatness.
The AIC mobile app has been helping many to save time while getting more done, all from the comfort of their homes. When you download our mobile app, our services are at your fingertips. Log in using biometrics, view motor and property policies, file a claim and submit claim photos, request a quote, receive renewal reminders starting 6 weeks prior to renewal, submit renewal request, view branch locations, and obtain Google Map directions, make payments via Atlantic Bank Bill Pay, and even contact your customer care rep directly. Prospective clients will have limited access, but can request a quote, place a call to a branch, view branch locations and obtain Google Map directions, file a claim. And since all paperwork is completed beforehand, there's no waiting in line. With all the time you can save, can you afford not to use our app? Download today on the App Store or Play Store. The AIC mobile app. Insurance at your fingertips.
And we're back. So, as you guys can clearly see, some things have changed. We've escalated quickly in this show. And so we're going to play a game. And you know, this is my personal favorite part of the show. So we're going to play a game called Headbands/Who Am I? We have a carefully selected stack of prayer cards over here that have different saints on them that none of us have seen. And we're going to tape the prayer cards onto our heads on the headband, and we're gonna have to take turns, and we're gonna ask each other questions to find out who am I. So let's say I have a sticker of or a prayer card of, I don't know, Saint Francis. Then I would ask, am I a man? Am I a priest? Am I? And then the other people will answer, and then I have to guess who am I. So we're gonna do a round of that. I think should we shuffle the cards just in case? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to lose this one.
Yeah. Loretto only knows
I only know
first
the church.
century.
Yeah, I only know the church fathers. I don't think there's basil grit in there.
You'd be surprised.
Okay.
Is there Ignatius of Antioch? I don't think so.
I think Father Shahir should go first.
Okay.
Wait,
First
yeah,
one?
get your little tape.
Sorry.
Yes.
Is this that's the way it's supposed to
do
go?
it sideways, horizontal.
Okay. Oh my goodness. There we go, like this?
Yes.
Sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I a man?
I feel like we should ask him to switch it because that's a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
That might be difficult because it's not really a person. So I think
Oh,
do
yeah.
this one. Okay.
Is it like this?
Yeah. Okay. You're good. You're good.
There.
Okay.
Am I a man?
No.
Religious?
No.
Are we only allowed to say yes or no?
Yeah.
Married?
Yes.
Yeah.
She was
Saint
married.
Jana Mula? No.
No.
I thought that my hesitant yes would have tipped him off.
Saint Helena?
No.
Saint Monica?
No.
I don't know.
Can I give a hint?
Give me a hint.
Yeah.
It's a unique marriage.
A unique marriage.
Mary.
Yes. Which one? Which one of Mary?
Holy Family? No.
No.
Is it an apparition?
Yes-ish. I don't know if she was an apparition. More like a devotion.
A devotion? Sacred Heart of Mary?
No.
Assumption? Is it a dogma? Guadalupe?
No. No, it's not a dogma.
Fatima?
Those are apparitions.
Oh yeah, that's true. I don't know. Like, it's Mary though.
Yes.
Which Mary?
Immaculate Conception? No. Oh, Our Lady, the Satanudos. I don't know how you call it in
Undoer of
English.
Knots. Undoer of
Yes,
Knots.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
yeah.
yes. Ah,
Yes.
I saw it as I heard the other stock, so I thought she
Yeah.
wasn't great up here.
Okay,
Anyways, good.
Loretta, your turn. Get your tape and your.
Where's my tape? Okay. So give me a second so I can put this on my crown.
Okay, that's pretty. You're so not gonna get this. You're definitely not gonna get that one.
Okay.
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 Am I a man?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Am I from the first millennia?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
like the first millennium.
Okay. Did I appear in the Bible?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was I an apostle?
Yes.
Did I ever ask a stupid question?
All of them did at some point.
I don't.
Was I a fisherman?
No.
Was I with Jesus at the cross? That's
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
You know, that's up for debate actually, I think. Huh. Does my name begin with J?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like oh.
Okay, there's one book of the Bible which you wrote. Or it's
James?
no.
Jude.
Yes.
This is the one I saw before.
Yeah, Saint Jude. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we should keep on our cards.
What was
just for fun?
Was Saint Jude the saint that's like the patronage of impossible
Yeah.
situations?
Yes.
You know,
That's
it's so
him.
funny. Father Leslie had told me. He said I was telling him about a very impossible situation. You said you prayed a Saint Jude novena
did.
for me.
I did.
Thank you so much.
It
This
I'm
is
out of
friendship.
that saint.
Really? I was
out of
supposed to
that
ask you
impossible
about that.
situation.
I was supposed to ask you how that went. You never told me what it was, but you were just like, it's impossible, I need you to pray. I was like, let's go.
It's turned around and amplified in a positive direction.
Nice.
Whoa. Can I hear about it, like, after?
Off ear.
Okay, well,
So,
yeah.
An impossible situation. Pray to Saint Jude.
Yeah. Is this a good one?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so am I a man?
Yes.
What is happening?
Is it like
Yeah.
a male?
Yes, it's.
It's not. If it's okay. What? He's not a man, but he's a male.
Yeah, he's a male. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. This is not working. Am I a priest?
No.
Well, technically.
Yes.
Technically.
Yes, you are.
I'm a priest.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I? Oh, I see what you guys are doing. Am I? Okay, so I'm a priest.
Mm-hmm.
Am I a religious priest?
No.
No.
So okay. Am I within the last century?
No.
No? Okay. Am I like early, like old, ancient-ish? Or like Middle Ages?
Well, this depiction might be in the past.
Yeah, it's the
century,
past. Probably Middle Ages, but
but, yeah.
you were
Let me see when
alive
this-
in the first century.
Am I Jesus?
Yes.
Okay, so what flavor? Which Jesus am I?
Yes, it's 16th century. It's
Yeah,
like Middle
Middle
Ages.
Ages.
16th century? I don't know. I don't know very many like versions of Jesus. Sacred Heart?
No.
I forgot the there's like a movie where the family prays to this Jesus and there's a joke about it. But I don't remember the name of the movie.
Do you remember the Spider-Man movie in which like they appear in different dimensions? There is an image of this.
There is?
Yes.
I did not notice that.
Or it was in Rita. I don't remember, but yeah.
Saint Rita.
I
I have no
and
idea.
one hint.
Give me a hint. I really.
The his-
I have
the
a hint, but
devotion-
they might give it away.
The devotion started in Spain?
I think it said so, yeah.
Spain.
Spain?
Yes.
Well, it says Spanish origin, said it.
Yeah.
assumes
Oh my
Spain.
gosh, I have no idea. I give up.
It says this the location is the Czech Republic.
Czech Republic.
That should have been like the biggest giveaway, like Czech Republic.
Czech Republic.
I'll give you a better hint. We kind of saw it when we were like shuffling
Yes.
the first time around.
I'm like literally blank.
Jesus in a young age. That
The
gave it
infant
away.
of Prague.
Yes, gave it away.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Sweet baby Jesus.
SBJ.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
What did you say?
I feel
SBJ.
like-
Oh, I heard American. So, is there one more?
Yes, you can do another one. Let me just check it first though.
Do I have my tape there?
Okay, yeah. I think you're good. This is a good one. He's
Like
upside
this?
down, so you're gonna have
Like
to like
this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I almost said it like I literally almost like yeah.
Is he,
Isn't it like the opposite to someone he would be? Like considering some of those early questions.
I'm not gonna answer anything you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Ask questions.
male?
Yes.
Priest?
No.
Martyr?
No. No. No.
Apostle?
No.
No. All of them were murdered except for like one.
Exactly. That's true.
John.
Okay, like Middle Ages?
Ish. Like is it 1500?
Is it Jesus?
No. It's not Jesus. Middle Ages is like 1500, right?
Yeah, this one's from like 1200.
Is it?
Oh, he was 12.
Is he? He was 12.
Mhm.
He was 12.
100.
Oh, 12. I was like, oh, like
So we will see.
I don't know. Is he a kid?
No.
No.
Did he die in a mission or something? Or well, was he a missionary? No.
Ish. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like he was.
Saint Philip Neri?
No.
No, Saint Philip Neri was a priest. I don't know.
You're gonna be very upset when you don't get this. You're gonna be very upset at yourself.
He's not a priest.
It's not a priest. Technically, no. He was never ordained.
Oh, Saint Francis of Assisi.
Yeah.
The funny thing is that we all saw these shuffles at the beginning. But
I
yet
know.
We have such trouble
Francis
figuring
of
them out.
Yes,
Assisi.
that's
I
true.
think we
Yeah.
expected them not to be.
Should
in
we
the
do more?
We should probably do more. One
One
more.
more.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I got you.
You saw all of them.
No, yeah, but because I'm giving it to Loretto.
Oh, just Loretto.
I'm just kind of verifying it so that he can.
Oh, this is a good one.
It is a good one. I think it's a very.
Will
good
I
one.
get it? That's the question.
Probably.
Male or female?
Male.
Ah.
From the first. This is just my line of questioning.
No.
Not the
from
first,
the first
century.
millennium.
No.
Second millennium.
No.
No.
So it's not from the first nor the second.
No.
Old Testament.
No.
Wait, the second millennium.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
it's like
Not,
from
I
like
thought you were
1000 to
in
2000.
century. Second millennium, yeah.
Second millennium, yes.
So male, second millennium. And you said you think that I will get this.
You should.
You know who it is.
I know
Yeah.
who it is. From the American continent.
No.
Am I a Jesuit?
No.
No. No.
Huh. From the first half of the second millennium.
No.
No.
Second half.
Well,
Male.
what's the second millennium?
Isn't that like from 1000 to 2000? So then that would mean
No.
that this
1000 to 2000.
is the second
Yeah,
millennium.
the second half of the second millennium. He even entered.
Okay.
He even lived during the 2000s, early 2000s.
Oh, am I a pope?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Pope Saint John Paul II. No.
Yeah.
Yes.
The best, the OG.
He's haunting me ever since the first episode I've mentioned.
Yes. He's my best friend.
Yeah, he's your best
He's
friend.
my best friend.
I exposed that to
I'm
the world.
obsessed with him. Yeah, I love him so much. So yeah, Shahir's done with the
sweating.
the thing. Yeah. Okay.
I can't believe
So
how long it took me to figure this one out.
right, the infant frog.
No, when
yeah,
he
didn't
said
see
that he lived
coming.
up to this century, and it
Yeah.
was a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not.
St. John
yeah.
Paul II, one of my favorite
He
scenes.
saved me
He
from being
is
embarrassed
my
on
favorite
live
saint. I love
TV.
him. Wait, what? I'm so confused. I love him. I love him. He's one of my patrons for my household. But yeah, so that's our game, guys. This was a great time. I just loved seeing the headband on Father Shahir's head. That was my favorite part of the game.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, our last itty bitty segment is going to be our basic moment and our beyond basic moment for the week. So I think our guest should start with his basic and beyond basic moment.
What would be a basic moment? I don't know. I don't know, but I know my beyond basic moment.
Okay, what's your beyond basic moment?
Coming to Guadalupe Media, as soon as I got to the front door, you didn't even say hi to me. You just was like, I have to measure your head. And you run me upstairs.
I think I said hi. But yeah, I was like, I have to measure your head, sit in the chair. And I was just like, measured his head for the headband thing. Yeah, that was your
That was
beyond.
gonna be your
That's
basic
pretty beyond
moment.
basic, yeah, I just agree. So if you come to Guadalupe Media, you'll be greeted with weird questions.
Yes. As soon as I get to the door, it's like, upstairs.
Yeah.
They want to measure your head. And I was like, okay. What's going on?
Yeah, that's when he became scared and regretted his decision to come on the show. Yeah. Okay, Loretto, what's your basic and beyond basic moment?
My basic moment. What is a basic moment?
Like a
Isn't that like every day?
it's like a bad moment.
Like I woke up, I brushed my teeth, I got ready to do my
like
stuff.
a bad moment.
Like
Like
a
something
bad
that
moment?
that happened. I was like, no, not it.
I can't think of one, so I'll be like him, and this is my beyond basic moment. You know, I actually do have a pretty decent beyond basic moment this week. So I was playing the organ for the St. Joseph Primary School graduation mass, and you know, for some reason, Sunday mass is usually, like I told you before, it's filled with people at the median age of like 50 years old. But yeah, I went to St. Joseph School, and I guess just looking at the children participating in mass, singing, it makes me think, like, at that age, like, you believing in like the true presence, and you know, I'd hope that like being at mass and watching the consecration happen, like I jokingly mentioned before, maybe not so jokingly, that it's a superpower. The priest can transubstantiation even occurs. But like like the child processing that in their head, and I was imagining, how do they see it? Like as a child, your imagination is just so wild, like, and I was thinking, what is it like to have that childlike wonder and imagination and witness this before your eyes? Like it's a beautiful thing. I don't remember having it, but I sure wish that I did.
Yeah, it's like that childlike joy that God calls it. Like He calls us to be like children and to have that just trust in Him. Yeah, that's beautiful. That was a really profound beyond basic moment.
You know, it's the first
I
profound
agree.
one. My beyond basic moment last week was what?
The
The weather.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's profound too.
Yeah. So my basic moment is definitely the fact that they've been doing construction on like our roof from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
I
every
saw
day.
it past your house yesterday.
The entire week. And so every morning I'm woken up with like a bang, bang. And it's like even on Saturday. And so on Saturday I'm like, I want to sleep in. And it's just like bang, 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 bang. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to sleep. And it's like an alarm you can't snooze. It's so annoying. So that's my basic moment. My beyond basic moment is the fact that I finished summer school yesterday. So I am free for the summer. And yeah, I'm just really excited that I can like have free time now. I'm not doing online school, which was really annoying. So
Do you have plans for summer?
Not yet, but I will. This is
Okay.
my summer plans.
Okay.
These are my summer plans. This is fun.
Nice,
I like
nice.
this. So thank you everybody for joining. This was really fun, and I'm so glad that you agreed to come on, even though the first thing I asked was if I could measure your head, and you had every right to walk out of this building. Like you had every right,
I was
but you did
considering
it.
it.
but you didn't. And so thank you so much. I think this was a very inspiring episode and something that I really wanted. You know, I think it just exceeded my expectations. The what you did and what you said and what you spoke to. I think it was so good. So thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting
Father
me.
Shajir.
Thank you, Loretta. Thank you.
Yeah. Any last words from our?
Well, I'm really thankful to be here, and I hope you guys invite me. I hope I
we
reach your
we need to have that
expectations.
typology show.
Yes, a typology show.
Yes.
Thank you guys behind the cameras. It's really, I'm glad to be here today, and I'm not excited of like traveling to with bus tomorrow to go back to Corazon, but it'll be
Well,
fun.
soon you'll be right here.
Oh,
You know,
yes,
you'll be at
yes,
Holy
yes,
Redeemer
I'll be at
and you'll
Holy
be
Redeemer.
close. So you won't. That's when we're gonna have
That's
the
not
typology show.
the basic moment, like my
Yeah,
assignment.
you got his
But anyways,
assignment. Yeah. So we'll have him back because he's gonna be close by. We're gonna use him, rope him in. Yeah. Loretto, any final words?
Well, I guess like last week I ended with an update on Father Leslie.
Yeah.
And so from what I've heard, he's been released from the hospital and he's back at the parish. And so keep praying for him. I visited him. I think when was it? It was either Tuesday or Wednesday night. And the whole time he was in good spirits. He seemed really eager to get back to his people. And I think that's beautiful. Like what he was saying about the priesthood. Like he's on the hospital bed and he's just dying to get back to his people.
Oh,
so
that's so good.
you can see the Lord working in him. So keep praying for him and all the assistant priests so that can come to good health.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that, Loretto. So thank you everybody for watching. Please be sure to come back next week for another great episode that I'm also very excited for. Thank you so much for everything and for supporting us. God bless.
thank you.
Yeah.